Hi, boys and girls. It's time to go over our DMA for today. So we are on week 13, day 3. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week, guys. So on day 3, we have our word problem to start us off. It says Jermaine bought 4 boxes of popcorn, and each box has 8 bags in it. 8 bags of popcorn. And everybody can kind of relate to this because I know that some of you buy that microwave poppable popcorn that you put in the microwave and it pops. So just think about it this way. It's asking you how many bags of popcorn does he have? So there are 4 boxes and there are 8 bags in each box. So each box has 8 bags in it. So I'm going to draw myself a model. And then I'm going to come back and do an answer statement once I find my total bags. So we're looking for how many bags of popcorn he has. So we're looking for the total here. Now, I know that that's either going to be addition or multiplication. So, thinking about, we have 4 boxes, and inside of each box is the same number of bags. So that tells me I'm going to be using multiplication. So I have 4 boxes, and inside of each one of those 4 boxes is 8 bags. And I'm just going to put an 8B here for bags. 8 bags. 8 bags. We want to know the total number of bags. So that's what we're looking for. Total bags in all 4 boxes. So if I have 8 here and 8 here, I can go 8, 16, add another 8 to 16, that would be 24, add another 8 to 24, so add 4, that would be 28, and then 4 more would be 32. Or 8 plus 8 is 16, and this 8 plus 8 is 16. 6 and 6 makes 12. And 10 and 10 makes 20. And when I add that 10 and that 20 and that 12, I end up with 32. So now I can finish my bar diagram here, and I can say I have 32 bags of popcorn. So now, if I were going to write an answer statement, it would be Jermaine, because we know who we're talking about. Jermaine has 32 bags of popcorn since I added 4 groups of 8. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is going to equal 32. And 4 times 8 equals 32. So I have my explanation. And I have my diagram, and I have an equation. So again, my equation is going to be 4 times 8 equals 32 to go with that. All right, let's take a look at our next problem. It says round each number to the closest or nearest 10. So we know that 30, and if you still have your math, if you still have this math chart, you know that 34 is going to be between 30 and 40 here. So if it's between 30 and 40, think about the ones place. 30, I'm in the tens place here, so that it's going to be close to that 30 or the next 10, which is 40. So it's in between these two 10s. It's not 20 because 34 is here, not before 30, it's after 30. Some people forget that these are your 20s over here, if you think about it. All right, so remember, between your 10s, you use 35 to help you decide if you're going to round up or down. If it's right in the middle, if it was at 35 and up, you round up. So 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39 round up to 40. Anything less than 35 is going to round down. So 34, 33, 32, and 31 are all going to round down to 30. So 34 is going to be right there, so we're going to round it to 30. 81 is between 80 and between the next 10, which is 90. 85 is right in the middle. 81, think about it as 84, 83, 82, 81. 81 is going to be right here. It's closer to 80 than it is to 90. It's 1 away from 80, but it's 9 away from 90. So we're going to add that to 80. I'm going to add 80 and 80 and 30. I'm going to break that up as 20 and 10. And why did I do that? Because I know 80 and 20 is 100. Because 8 and 2 is 10. So if I'm adding 80 and 20, that's 100. And then 10 more is 110. So that's my estimated amount. My exact amount would be if I added the 34 and the 81. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 34 plus 81 to get the exact sum. Remember, the answer to an addition sentence is called my sum. So 30 and 80 is going to be 110. And then 4 and 1 is going to be 5. So 110 plus 5 is going to be 115. So 110 is close to 115. But if you notice, if we were to actually round this number, and this is why we don't do that, we don't round the sum, we round the numbers that are in the number sentence. If I were to have rounded this, this would actually round to 120. So it's okay to, but we kind of, in class, we make sure that you guys round the numbers and not the answer. So try to keep that as a habit. 2 groups of 4 is like saying 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 groups of 3 is like saying 3 plus 3, which is 6. And 7 groups of 3 would be 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18, plus 3 is 21. And I know how to count by threes fairly quickly, so if you needed to, you could group these 6 and 6. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, plus 3 more would be 21. You could also use the break apart strategy. So since we're having a little bit of difficulty with that, I might show that real quickly to you as a strategy. So I could break this up as 4 times 3 and 3 times 3. I'm breaking up that 7 as 4 rows and 3 rows. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 3 is 9. And when I put those together, I would have 21. So if I were to write this out as an equation, I would say 4 times 3 and, so I put a plus symbol here, and 3 rows of 3. So 4 rows of 3 and 3 rows of 3 is going to give me my 7 rows of 3. So that's just your example of your distributive property using that break apart strategy. And we have 3 rows of turtles here. 1, 2, 3. There are 1, 2, 3 in each row. So 3 rows, row 1, row 2, row 3. There are 3 turtles in each row. And I have 3 rows or 3 groups with 3 in each group. And that gives me 9 as my equation. So those are the solutions for today. We'll come back tomorrow. Remember tomorrow to have your DMA done before we go to class. So before you come to class tomorrow, make sure your DMA is done, and you might want to listen for a video for a discussion chat. So be listening for a discussion chat tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, guys. It's Wednesday.